In this segment, we're looking at where Ohio State is hunting for defensive tackles to beef up their defensive line depth. Defensive tackles are a hot commodity right now in the transfer portal, and the Buckeyes have their eyes set on three different prospect. But here's the catch. Ohio State's got starters in Eddrick and Kayden McDonald, so they're looking for depth, not really looking for starters. And as we know, guys coming out of the portal, they want to start. They don't want to come in and be backup. So that's a tough sell when other programs are offering starter spots. Let's break down the challenges and the players Ohio State is currently targeting, and then I have an idea at the end that Ohio State might try to go to. We'll see. First, let's talk about why this is such a tricky spot for Ohio State. Defensive tackle is their biggest need. I totally forgot to change the graphic. First, let's talk about why this is such a tricky spot for Ohio State. Defensive tackle is their biggest need this spring, but head coach Ryan Day and his defensive line coach Larry Johnson aren't just chasing talent. They want players who fit the program's culture. The problem is the transfer portal is a bidding war for defensive tackles. Most schools are promising immediate starting roles, playing time right away, but Ohio State, they can't do that. They've got Houston, they've got McDonald locked in as their starters, so their pitch is come to Columbus, compete for a spot, and be a top backup, maybe even start next year and be developed by one of the best defensive line coaches in the game. Add in some solid NIL money, that's a compelling case as well, but it's not a guarantee in playing time, which, as we know, playing time is what earns you the money. So that's what you want, right? Other programs are dangling guaranteed playing time, which is hard to compete with. So really, when we talk about these guys, it's difficult to see what is going to happen because they might not be starter caliber, but anyway, let's get to him. Demarion Thomas from Vanderbilt, this 6'2", 334-pound lineman is a true run stuffer with 2 years of eligibility remaining. Thomas is interested in Ohio State, and he brings serious experience. He played 10 games as a freshman in 2023 and started all 13 for Vanderbilt this last season, racking up 34 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack himself. His PFF grade, 57.7 overall, 58 in run defense, and 56.8 in pass rush. Aren't elite, but they show he's a reliable contributor at the Power 4 level. Reminder, Buckeye fans, this is a depth piece, not a starter. Thomas is a perfect depth piece for Ohio State in my mind. His size makes him a space eater, ideal for clogging up the middle and freeing up linebackers. Vanderbilt leaned on him to shore up their run defense, and he delivered. The challenge is Thomas was a starter at Vanderbilt, and other schools will likely offer him the same opportunity at maybe a lower level or similar level as well. Ohio State's asking him to take a step back to be a backup, albeit a high-value one with a chance to compete. If the NIL package is strong enough, Thomas could be swayed to do that, but he's got plenty of options, and like I said, these NIL packages for defensive tackles are big because people want them. Excuse me. Plus, he can't go to an SEC school, which is a huge plus for Ohio State too. Next up, let's look at Troy Pikes from Georgia Southern, 6'3", 290 pounds, is working to set up an official visit with Ohio State right now, and he's already spoken with Coach Larry Johnson. Pikes is a bit of a project, but he has potential. In 2024, he played all 13 games for Georgia Southern, recording 13 tackles and 1 quarterback hurry. His 2023 season was a redshirt year with just 8 snaps. So he's still developing. On3 ranks him as the number 1,082 overall transfer and the number 95 defensive lineman, and he's got 3 years of eligibility remaining. If I'm being honest, it's pretty concerning to me that Ohio State is going to him as a possible backup over, I would assume, a veteran Tywone Malone and Jason Moore. Really makes you wonder about how much of an elite defensive line coach Larry Johnson is. But at the same time, they lost their entire defensive line last year. So that's a really hard thing to rebound from. But what I do like about Pikes is that his frame is a plus and he can add more mass, which Ohio State loves for their D-line, especially their young defensive linemen. His all-state high school career at Atlanta Mays shows he's got talent, and learning under Johnson could unlock that. The issue is that Pikes is also hearing from Georgia, South Carolina, Maryland, and UCF, and some of those programs might promise a clearer path to the field. Ohio State's selling development and a shot at a bigger stage, but Pikes might prioritize immediate playing time at maybe a Maryland or a UCF rather than at Ohio State. Nothing's been confirmed yet, but we'll see what happens with a visit. Finally, we've got Murad Watson, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Apologize if not. From Syracuse, this 6'3", 313-pound freshman just entered the transfer portal last night, and while there's no confirmed contact with Ohio State yet, I've been told Ohio State is planning to reach out to him, and that's a good idea too because he's exactly the kind of player they should target in this situation. Watson started as a true freshman in 2024, playing 13 games, 31 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, a sack, and 10 QB pressures. In fact, The Athletic named him a freshman All-American. His PFF grades were 65.1 overall, 77.4 in run defense, and 58.2 in pass rush, showing he's a standout, especially against the run, which is what you want if you are Ohio State. Watson is a rare find, though. A freshman with Power 4 starting experience and 3 years of eligibility remaining. He'd be a perfect rotation piece for Ohio State, bringing energy and upside. But the catch is he's only been in the portal a short amount of time. And if Ohio State doesn't come in quick, other programs could come in and try to swoop him up, offering him much, much more on the field. Syracuse's 10-3 season and a bowl win make Watson a hot commodity. Ohio State's pitch is compete, develop, and play meaningful snaps. Might appeal, but they'll need to make sure he is financially compensated well. And one more quick note to chew on, Buckeye fans. It is also possible that Ohio State could adjust its scheme this offseason to better align with the personnel they have, which would be an on-brand move for defensive coordinator Matt Patricia's history, right? Don't be surprised by the recruitment or the portal recruitment of edge Bo Atkinson from North Carolina and a loaded linebacker room to see more linebackers than linemen on the field for Ohio State regularly in 2025. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but it looks like this could be a possibility. Now that's all I got for the D line for the Buckeyes, but don't go anywhere. You're going to get mentioned in the next segment too. Even though it's not explicitly about you, you're going to get mentioned in it. So buckle up. We have some more Nico Iamaleava, I think I said that right, rumors to go over, and Ohio State is a part of this.